Leaping out of a plane in flight and falling thousands of feet to the ground was all in a day's work for US Army paratrooper Stephen Howell. Because he was an adrenaline junkie, he loved the thrill it gave him when he jumped out of a plane which was going up to 130 miles per hour. One afternoon, as the pilot and his aircrew cruised through the clouds preparing for a jump, something went terribly wrong. The pilot said that the flaps of the plane were not working. So the pilot had instructed that they were preparing for an emergency landing. The flaps control the aircraft, so if they don't work properly, the plane can't be slowed down enough to land or for us to jump out, said Stephen. The next instruction from the pilot was, after you throw your packs in the middle, take your seats and put your seat belts on. Opening a chute with the plane going too fast could cause death to the paratroopers. When I saw the airman strapping himself down to the ramp, I knew something was wrong, Stephen said. They passed out oxygen masks. I knew it was serious then. Stephen didn't know that at the very moment while his life was hung in the balance, his wife was home on the phone talking to a prayer counselor. The counselor said, "Is there anything I can be praying with you about?" "Well, my husband is jumping out of a plane today," she said. I hadn't spent a lot of time in trepidation. His job is dangerous, but that goes to show you how you can get used to anything and you can take things for granted. She just prayed for safety. There was no lightning, flashes or thunder, just a sincere, brief prayer. While Stephen's wife and the counselor prayed, Stephen prayed as well. He was making peace with God. He asked God to forgive his sins. He asked God to protect his family and take care of them. And he also prayed for the soldiers that were around him, that if they didn't know Christ, that they would somehow make that moment to reflect. The plane continued to speed uncontrollably toward the landing field with the crew prepared for a crash landing. But something miraculous had happened. The wing flaps began to function. "We've still got to land, but it's not an emergency landing," the pilot said. "It was all God," says Stephen. Stephen and his crew landed safely. Later, at a local coffee shop, he told his wife about the mechanical failure that could have turned tragic. As he was telling his wife this, on her mind she was calculating when it had happened, and it suddenly dawned on her that she was praying with Stephen the same exact time. Stephen was surprised as well. He was surprised that the prayer counselor and his wife were praying about his safety at that overwhelmed time of crisis. They both were in awe of God's sovereignty, for God had involved himself in the very details of his people's lives. It was really an awesome time of God pulling the curtain back a little bit for them and showing them that he cared for them personally. He knew I was going to be on that plane, not just me, but with other 60 soldiers. It was just a simple prayer, and God honored that by protecting us, Stephen said. He'll do that for anybody. That's all he wants from us. He just wants a relationship, and prayer is the key to building that relationship. And how true it is to know that God can be trusted at any point of our lives. Just a moment of prayer with him saved many lives at the same time, for he takes care of us personally. He is a God who is faithful and who is trustworthy.